Natural and man-made disasters can throw a city, county, or state into disarray. There can be many moving parts to response and recovery, and many agencies involved in relief efforts. Electricity is crucial to these efforts, yet losing power is an almost inevitable consequence of a major disaster. That's why it's so important to get temporary emergency power to water treatment plants, hospitals, police and fire stations, shelters, and other critical facilities up and running as soon as possible after a disaster. FEMA and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, or USACE, are often called upon to provide the teams, expertise, equipment, and other resources to augment state requirements for temporary power. FEMA supplies most of the generators required for the temporary emergency power mission. FEMA Logistics maintains an inventory of approximately 1,200 generators strategically located at Moffett Field in California, Atlanta, Fort Worth, Hawaii, Guam, Puerto Rico, and Frederick, Maryland. USACE maintains a large contingent of resources used to supply temporary emergency power needs. These include, but are not limited to, planning and response teams, or PRTs, generator installation and operations contractors, the 249th Engineer Battalion, and subject matter experts, or SMEs. USACE Emergency Power PRTs are responsible for managing the execution of the temporary power mission, from the assessments of the critical facilities through the installation, operation, and maintenance of generators. Emergency Power PRTs also manage the removal or deinstallation of generators and ensure that they are repaired and ready for the next mission. There are 7 trained and ready Emergency Power PRTs strategically located throughout the nation. Having many teams trained and ready provides the capability to respond to several states and multiple disasters with minimal delay. USACE also maintains a cadre of temporary emergency power SMEs who support the PRTs. To expedite support for the temporary emergency power mission, USACE has pre-awarded national contracts with companies that have the expertise and resources required to support the hauling, installing, refueling, servicing, and deinstalling of generators. Pre-awarded contracts save time and money and allow FEMA and USACE to plan and train with private sector partners to ensure effective and efficient disaster response. Another key asset for successfully executing the temporary emergency power mission is the USACE 249th Engineer Battalion, also known as Prime Power. The 249th consists of highly trained soldiers who provide worldwide power generation and power systems infrastructure support for the U.S. Army. 249th soldiers primarily support the initial facility assessments to determine the generator and supply requirements. But these soldiers can also install generators and provide power infrastructure, expertise, and assistance. The temporary emergency power mission truly is a whole community effort that requires the collaboration of local, state, and federal officials, facility managers, and the private sector. In the days and weeks following a major disaster that disrupts the commercial power grid, generators provide life-saving and life-sustaining support to disaster survivors. USACE and FEMA are prepared to work with state and local partners to provide the temporary power necessary to help save and sustain lives as communities ultimately work to recover from a disaster.